Welcome back to Malachi's Journey to Financial Freedom. Today, we're going to be talking about the Peak Bot. The Peak Bot is an options trading bot. Specifically, I'm going to start testing the Peak Bot using the Iron Condor method of trading, which is basically 4 trades. You're buying and selling both puts and calls for a spread. If you have a question, I have a very basic video on the Iron Condor. I'll throw a link up above as soon as it's done being edited. So let me show you the setup first. So I actually let's go into the website and I'll show you the setup. What I really like about the PeakBot is the ease at which it was set up. I did record this earlier. This is the screen. When you log into the PeakBot, this is your home screen. First thing you do is you're going to click connect to the broker. And right there, I'm using Schwab. So we click on Schwab. And right as you log into your Schwab account, and it takes you straight to an API user agreement to allow PeakBot to access your account. You'll just scroll down, accept, continue, accept. I set up a specific account to test this. So we make sure we connect to the right account. I specifically set up a special account with just $5,000 in it. And that is literally how easy it is to link it to the PeakBot. That is probably the easiest API connection for a bot I've ever done. I'm not saying they're difficult, but in most of the crypto trading ones, you have to go in, you have to create an API key, you have to get the master key number or whatever the private key number, and then you have to share it and copy and paste it. And then you have to set up specific actions on if it can trade, if it can withdraw, what it can do. So this is by far one of the easiest setups. I did create a specific account just for PeakBot, so it can't access my entire account. It only accesses the account that I'm using to trade that, which took 1 day on Schwab to set up. It's just creating a second account. Okay, so next we're going to set up the strategy that we want to set up on PeakBot. It kind of has, you can see I connected and disconnected the account earlier. It has all your actions so that I can show you how to do it. So first thing you're going to do is you're going to go up and you're click on add new stock. If you look under Iron Condor right now, what you'll see is there's no stock added. So the first thing we have to do is we have to add the stock we're going to trade. In this case, we're going to trade QQQ. I already looked at it. The Iron Condor on this wants to trade S&P 500 index or S&P 500 ETFs. So we're going to pick QQQ for this one, in this case. So basically here, what we're looking at is we pick QQQ for the first one. We've got one contract and our budget's $200, which is basically a $200 loss any given day. And we could do up to like 5. It's a $5,000 account. I'd be okay risking. I mean, I'd hate to see it lose max every day. We'll see how it does before we bump it up. We'll start with 1 and see how it goes. And we just click activate. And it also comes up with this nice agreement. I'll pause it again. And basically, you're just saying that if they screw up and lose your money, it's not going to be their fault. And I'm not mad at them. I understand that. Stuff happens. And literally, you are now connected. You're trading QQQ, one option a day on the Iron Condor. So that was the setup. Once again, that's a pretty simple setup. I did go on. They have every week or every couple days, they have a 30-minute video that talks about each of the bots that they do. I did go on there and watch that, and it gave me a little bit of an idea, but it really wasn't. If you're understanding options, it really was very simple. You pick the stock and then you just set it up to go. So I'm going to jump into the website here and we'll go over everything that that bot has to offer. I will, like I said, I'll put a link down below. At this time, there's no referral link. I think that there's ways to get discounts. They were offering a Christmas discount, which was 3 months free. I opted for a 1-year subscription on the very basic plan, which I think was like $177, but I got half off by watching the video that if that 30-minute intro video, then at the end of that, they give everyone a half off coupon. So let's jump into the website and take a look at everything that they have to offer. Okay, so this is the Peakbot homepage like we looked at earlier. It didn't make any trades yet today. I set that up about 1 p.m., a little late today. So hopefully tomorrow, oh, it's tomorrow's Friday. I don't know if it'll make a over the weekend trade on a 1 DTE. It says it trades every day. So we'll see what happens. But these are the different options right now that are being offered. It has a wheel option, a trend spread, and an iron condor. We are running the iron condor, and because that's what I wanted to test on this. So these are the options that it offers. I will say I see these symbols and I think of Stargate SG-1 or Stargate the movie, and I think of Earth. But okay, I digress. So the Iron Condor Zero, which is in beta, is selling a 0 DTE. That means it sells the same day it expires. So they're doing Iron Condor Zero is an option, Iron Condor, a trend spread, and a wheel hedged. So really, we could look at all that if you want. It's all on their site. We are specifically looking at the Iron Condor. Okay, it's a 4-leg option. Like I said, I do have a video on that. Very basic, selling put and call on spreads at the same time on the same underlying asset. Their Iron Condor sells 1 DTE contracts. So the Iron Condor, even when we set it up, it said there was a $200 risk. It is a $1 wide spread, which really means the risk, as long as it moves in one direction, should only be $100. The exceptions are SPX and NDX, so that's going to be S&P 500 and NASDAQ, which are $5 and $10 spreads respectively, because it's going to be a larger entry point on those. Okay, entry and exit details. This is once again all on their website. It opens the Air Condor. It sells both the put credit spread and the call credit spread. That occurs every day around noon. The bot will sell the put credit spread and the call credit spread at strike price around the 25 delta. And that we discussed that in the setup, I think, but depending on your charts, will show the 25 delta. And all that is a number that's telling us the likelihood that these are going to end in the money. And the spread is set at $1. By selling the spread, they limit the maximum loss and the width of the spread in order to protect your account from movement in either direction. This means that your maximum capital at risk is $100 per Iron Condor. Overnight, the bot's programmed to place a good till close limit order of 5 cents to close each leg of the Iron Condor separately. If any leg of the Iron Condor is still open at 3:45 p.m. Eastern on the day of expiration, keep in mind the market closes at 4, so that's why 15 minutes before the market closes, the bot is programmed to cancel an existing good till close limit order and close the leg with a market order. So basically, they're closing and taking whatever profit they can at that point. And they do this in order to avoid the chance of assignment. What does assignment happen? So assignment. The strategy is designed to avoid assignment. However, if for some reason you're assigned the share, the bot will not automatically handle assignment of the shares. So you may, and this is one thing I don't love about this strategy, but you do have to check it. Nothing's just set and forget. Well, I mean, you can set it and forget it, but I don't want to, right? So you do want to just check and make sure you didn't accidentally something go wrong and you got assigned. And keep in mind that because when you're selling an option, the person buying it could assign you at any time. So theoretically, you could get assigned, even though it's a 1 DTE and probably unlikely, you could get assigned at noon on day 0 and didn't know it, and it changes things. Now, having said that, if that happens, no big deal. You jump back into, selling a covered call on it and move on. Cash and broker requirements. So we're using Schwab. I actually signed up for a level 3 account this time, but I didn't need to. And we put 5,000 and 2,000 is the minimum. Supposedly Tradier, I haven't used them. They really like Tradier and Tasty Trade better than Schwab. But Schwab's what I've got right now, so I'm using it. I may open up either a Tasty Trade or a Tradier account and test those out also. And an example of the trade. Okay, so this is a picture from a broker trading site. Basically, we look like that. We're setting up an iron condor, and it says your buy and sell and your buy and sell 489, 490, 496, 497. And what we'll look over here and see if it shows delta. So straddling the 25 delta on the put, so 24 and 29. So 25 is going to be in between, right? And then here on the call, straddling the 25 delta, 22 and 28. So that straddles it. So there's the numbers. All right, this one was July 12th when they did it. So we're back to 48 cents on this is your price per share that you're making on all these options contracts, or $48 minus fees. So theoretically, if we close within the range, so our goal here is to close between 490 and 496 one day later, and we make $48, closing at 5 cents. If on the day of expiration, either the put credit spread or the call credit spread falls to 5 cents or lower, the bot will close those legs. Closing at the market. If on the day of expiration, either side of the iron condor is still open, the bot's programmed to close the leg with the market order to avoid assignment. The ideal scenario is that both legs close at 5 cents. So basically, with what you get is you get what they call theta decay. I'm not going to get into all the Greeks, but as time goes on an option, it becomes worth less and less. So keep that in mind, that theta decay is the goal, right? Our goal is that these drop down and they become worthless. So that is what I'm not going to run into every other bot that they do. That is the Iron Condor. One of the other things I will look at is the watch list. So on the watch list, and this actually does seem to move a little bit, but you can pull this up and it's going to give you some options in Iron Condor and what its recommended trade is going to be. So basically right now, QQQ, which is what we're trading, this ROI is deceptive. It says 18.5%. I'll show you where they get that number. Your budget is $200 that you're basically putting at risk with your broker. Premium are $37, and that's where our 18.5%. If we take 37, divide by 200, 18.5%. So that's where we're getting our 18.5%. That's not the annual percentage rating that you're making. Okay, expiration date of 12/27. And this is basically just gives you the trades that it would trade. Sell the put, buy the put. Sell the call, buy the call. Order price, 37 cents. So $37 minus your fees. That is our initial setup on running the Iron Condor with PeakBot. Cost. I'm going to share the screen real quick. I forgot to cover cost. So this is your plan. I am on the basic plan, $348. I did it for annual. Keep in mind that if you watch their video, you get the half off. You can do a month. I figured for 177 bucks, I would go ahead and just pay for the annual and try this out for a year. The standard and the pro, basically what you get with those is you get to trade more bots. So if you want to trade more contracts, trade more bots, bigger money, they charge you more money for the account. So that's the Peak bot. And if you want to see how it does, you've seen the setup, you see what I'm running. If you want to see how it does, we'll run it. I'll do a 1 week, maybe. I don't know if people want to see a 1 week update, kind of January 1st, week of January 1st, 3rd, somewhere in there. I'll do a 1 week update. And then I'm going to do a monthly on that. And we'll just see how it does monthly. If it's doing well and it's making money and not just losing every day, I'll probably up the number of contracts and the risk level and try and figure out where to get it dialed in. So thank you very much for watching. And if you're interested in Forex trading bots or crypto trading bots, take a look at my channel. Do me a favor, hit the like, hit the subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.